Making sure that cyber is very much on the forefront of the agenda for insurers and reinsurers operating in Bermuda is fundamental. I'm Yvette Esson for CyberCube, and joining me here is John Huff. He is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Bermuda Insurers and Reinsurers. He's here to talk about how, with coronavirus going on and the backdrop with the pandemic, why he is making it fundamental that cyber is not put on the back burner. John, thank you very much for joining me. Perhaps you could explain, first of all, a little bit about your membership. Who are your members and what are the kind of risks that they are currently underwriting?
Thank you for asking me to be here today, and thank you for bringing cyber back to the forefront in the discussion. Of course, this year has just been consumed with COVID-19, and for good cause. It will likely be one of, if not the largest insurance event in history. But the insurance industry has also been committed to climate risk, which is a very large area for our membership, and also to cyber insurance. And so we must keep those two issues in the forefront as well as we work through the issues associated with the pandemic. ABIR, the acronym for the Association of Bermuda Insurers and Reinsurers, are the leading P&C insurers and reinsurers in Bermuda that do business in 150 countries. And Bermuda is very fortunate, and we've worked very hard to make sure that we're able to be Solvency II equivalent, to be able to write business in Europe, and also to be the highest ranking by the National Association of Insurance Commissioners in the US to be a reciprocal jurisdiction, to allow us to serve the needs of US citizens as well. And we're a very large organization in terms of overall impact in the industry. Our members write about 35% of the global P&C reinsurance, again, internationally. And over the last 20 years have paid over $250 billion in claims to EU and US citizens and ceding companies.
Thanks for that overview. Could you explain to me a little bit about the cyber market in Bermuda? Was that very much on the agenda for insurers and reinsurers prior to coronavirus?
Cyber insurance and reinsurance is really a good place for the Bermuda market, mainly because of their innovative spirit, their entrepreneurial approach, and the capital and capacity they can bring to that marketplace. Not all of our members are engaged with cyber coverage, but the members that are engaged are fully committed to doing it right. And the reason I think that cyber will be a good product line for the Bermuda market is mainly because of our agility and our innovative approach. We have a very good working relationship with the Bermuda Monetary Authority, which is a world-class regulator and has just returned to the Executive Committee of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors. And their approach of working with the industry to make sure that we're dealing with issues like aggregation, which is such an important issue in the cyber market, that close collaboration, that close working relationship, and that respectful agreement between regulator and the entity that's being regulated, I think will help us succeed in cyber.
You described cyber there as a good product line for your members. But with everything that's going on in the last few months and the claims that have been arising as a result of COVID-19, is there a chance that it might be less important to some of your members and less likely that they might underwrite or reinsure this business?
I do believe that the cyber market will not be for everyone. It will be for companies that make a commitment to invest in that product line. And we're seeing that in our members that really get the best talent and that are setting aside the capital to write this type of business. There's still much work to be done. The regulatory nature of cyber coverage that book has not been completely written. And so it's going to require a very close working relationship with the regulator and also making sure there's adequate capital and capacity around cyber. So I haven't seen anyone in our membership dabbling in cyber. They're going into it with eyes wide open and realizing the challenges of that marketplace. But I think once companies make that commitment to get into the cyber field, they're facing those challenges head on.
Can I ask, what is ABIR doing to ensure that cyber remains very much on the agenda for your members?
Well, Yvette, APIR works very closely with regulators around the world. If you think about our small island and the impact we have in over 150 markets globally, it's very important that we work with regulators. And we are doing a variety of webinar series and touching base with regulators throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. And if you think about the importance of cyber coverage, even more than 6 months ago, we are relying so heavily on virtual communication and using online resources. So there's never been a more important time to focus on cyber insurance coverage.
John, thank you very much for your time. For CyberCube, I'm Yvette Essen.